morning here in Bloomington, Indiana, here with Coach Sherry Dunbar of IU Volleyball at the Schul Academic Center, one of the nicest places on campus for student athletes to come and get a little bit of an edge when it comes to their academics. Always want to stay ahead and make sure you're not just performing on the field, but in the classroom as well.
First, I want to say thanks to Lucas. Starbucks should love us. I think they already do love me. But he brought me Starbucks this morning, so I mean, you are now my new favorite radio announcer. You do that every week, I will be endeared to you forever. You know, this is my 9th season, and I remember coming to Indiana, and we didn't have this beautiful academic center, and so the student athletes were all over at Assembly Hall, where our offices are, in a small room. They were lined up down the hallway, plugging into every plug there was with extension cords and all kinds of things. So to have this where we have, I know, you know, Jeremy will do some footage for the fans, but we have tutor rooms, quiet rooms, computer labs, social areas. We have an oasis where the kids can get food, auditoriums in here, and it's really second to none. I mean, when we take recruits around here, it's an unbelievable experience, and the most important thing is very functional for our student athletes, and it helps them with their studies. So we're very proud of it.
It's always important to make sure your athletes are doing well in the classroom so they can stay on the floor and play. And speaking of the play, last weekend had your first matches of the season, opening weekend, the Blue Raider Bash and Middle Tennessee State. You come away with a 2-1 record. Your overall impressions of how the team played?
Well, I think, you know, we'll talk about the team, but overall I thought the tournament itself was a very, very good tournament. You know, Bowling Green is much improved from last year and ended up beating Notre Dame after they played us, and beating Cleveland State. Cleveland State beat Notre Dame, then beat us in 5. You know, and then Middle Tennessee State, which played very well, beat Bowling Green the first day. No, beat Cleveland State the first day, I think, and then beat us in 5 and in a tough 5th set. But overall, it was a really good weekend just to play some good, solid competition, and 3 really good mid-major schools, and to play 15 sets in a day and a half. You get a real experience of, you know, you see the ebbs and flows of players and teams and all those type of things. So in the end, we got a lot of footage to watch and a lot to go back on as we move forward into the second weekend.
Coach Concert talked to me after one of the matches about how when you play 3 5-set matches, it really prepares you for the Big Ten, where you're going to have a lot of long matches. Talk about how, you know, maybe you don't want to go 5 all the time, but it's a good preparation for that Big Ten play.
Oh, sure. I think, you know, it's a boxing match, right? You play that first set, and you either punch or get punched, and then you turn around, you're back to 0, and you got to go again. And you just have to stay focused for such a long period of time and keep fighting over such a long period of time. And I think they learned as the weekend went along how that was going to go for them. So, yeah, I mean, there's times where, you know, you hope that you can put that away a lot sooner, and we had chances in some matches to do that and didn't do it, and we'll work towards that. But overall, you know, I mean, those are good teams, and they're going to battle you, and they played great defense against us, and so, you know, that's expected when you play those type of teams.
Amelia Anderson and Courtney Harnish take home some tournament awards. Who else made an impact this week and you thought played well?
Yeah, I thought overall, you know, Matt Peck, who coaches at Middle Tennessee, came up to me after we were getting ready to come back home, and he said, you know, I told my assistants that you have the best passing team I've seen in 4 or 5 years. We could not get you out of system. And, you know, that's a real tribute to our entire defensive specialists, not just Courtney, but Kendall coming in, Kendall Merritt and Taylor Lebo coming in, and also Sam Fogg coming in for some stretches. So those 4 really kept us in system. Allison Hammond playing 6 rotations and passing in that, even Amelia passing a little bit. So that should give them a real sense of pride, you know, in allowing us to run our offense, and something we've really hit home, you know, that we've talked about as far as keeping us in system. So really happy with our entire passing unit. Shantae had a pretty good weekend. You know, I mean, she started off a little slow and then came back and had a great match against Middle Tennessee, and had a really solid match against Cleveland State. So Jazzy was a little up and down at times. She was unstoppable, you know, so it was nice to see her back after the ACL and playing well. So Michaela, who, you know, transferred to us out of Colorado and didn't play much at all last year, had a really good, solid preseason. We kept a lot of numbers on both setters, and both setters are very, very good. And we gave Michaela the start. Her teams in practice had a higher hitting percentage, than Meg's, and so with the numbers, we decided to give her a start, and I thought she did a really good job. I also thought Megan came in at times and really gave us a lift. So I think that's going to be a battle, and that's a good battle. That's healthy competition, and I think they'll both help us this year.